Hey Janhvi, this is Aasheekaa from Brown Girl
Hi,
Mag. Thank you so much for being here with us. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations on the release of your film, Gunjan Saxena, Kargil Girl. For any of our viewers who have not seen this film, could you share a little bit with us about what it's about?
So it's about following your dreams. It's about never giving up hope. It's about the first female Air Force pilot to go into a combat zone, which was the Kargil War. And I think it's just a story about hope. It's about the story. It's a story about a father and his daughter and how he never gave up on her. And it's a good film, so please do watch it.
Yeah, definitely. The theme of hope is more relevant today than ever before. I really enjoyed seeing the relationship between the father and Gunjan, along with the relationship with her brother. They say behind every successful man, there's a woman, but I think in this film, behind a successful woman, there's a very supportive man and several non-supportive men. Do you think this type of polarism still exists for the South Asian female today?
1,000%. Maybe not to this extent, but I think that this type of conditioning is so deeply inculcated into societies all over the world that sexism exists even when we don't notice it sometimes. Um, but having said that, there's massive amounts of progress. I think every day is a step forward in the right direction because every day women are speaking up and treating themselves as equals, which I think is the starting point to a lot of it.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I mean, we've seen so many changes even in the Indian film industry itself. How do you think women can get past these extra critiques and continue succeeding and telling their own stories on their own terms?
Um, That's a good question. But I think that I really do think that it's happening. I think more often now than before, you see that films are being made that are focusing on a female protagonist story. However, these films are being called a female lead film or a female centric film, which I think is an absurd, like, it's not a genre of films. It's
Yeah,
still like, you're not calling a film with a male protagonist a male led film. But I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think that people are more willing to spend money on these stories and to see these stories. And I think that that's important because films influence our culture and our people in such a massive way. So the more that they feel for these stories and these characters and these women, the more I think they'll understand.
yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. That's definitely something I was thinking about. That why are we still calling them female-centric films? I mean, by doing that, we're simply perpetuating that all films are meant to be seen from a men's lens, right? So I think to
Yeah,
start changing
and
that
this is some sort of an
conversation.
anomaly that it's a female.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Typically we don't see a lot of Indian film actresses, I feel like, doing women-centric roles so early on. They always wait for much later on. So I think you're really starting to flip that script by putting yourself out there and representing us. So thank you.
Yeah.
What
Thanks.
was
Yes.
any kind of takeaway experiences from shooting this film? It was a film that didn't have a typical love story, and I thought that was a really great difference as well. But any memorable moments?
Every single day, honestly, leading up to this film and then shooting it, and then even after has been memorable because I've just been extremely invested in this journey. I think that it's been such an amazing collaborative experience. I've learned so much, and I think my biggest learning has been that every single thing happens for a reason, and you just have to focus on the positive because there are two sides to every coin, and there's always enough reason for you to get bogged down, but if you find the silver lining and focus on it, then you can keep moving ahead.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. I felt that there were so many inspirational themes from the film, but if you really wanted to kind of hone in on just one, in specific for the Brown Girl Mag South Asian female audience, what theme would you like to relate? What's the takeaway?
I think it would just be that self-belief is the most important thing, and it's something that no one can give to you or take away from you. And I think that it's the biggest, coolest, most powerful weapon that you can have for yourself. And I think it's the biggest gift you can give to yourself, is to believe in what you want to do and what you're capable of.
How do you cultivate that for yourself?
It's tough. It's not as easy as just hearing it and then following it. I think that it takes a lot of effort and a lot of uh, I don't know, but you have to start somewhere. You have to start
Mhm.
focusing on the good in yourself, and you have to know that no one else is going to believe in you unless you believe in yourself, and you have to be on your team first.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and you're really the only person that you need. I think that's important too.
I love that. Here at Brown Girl, we really promote the idea of self-care, whatever that means for you. But what does self-care mean for you, Janhvi?
I think self-care to me means doing what I want to do and being who I want to be without, and just being unafraid of judgment. And I don't even mean this in an extreme way. I think it's as simple as you don't realize when small statements can play on your mind. Like, oh, like you're not being funny enough, or you're not being like, oh, you're so quiet, or even if sometimes you hear that as a compliment, even you kind of, these things stick with you. And I think that when you keep hearing statements like this, whether it's from your family or whether it's on social media, um, I think that they shackle your idea of who you are for yourself. So I think self-care is to just be accepting of who you are.
Yeah, social media can definitely be a tough place, right? For celebrities and even non-celebrities. How do
Yeah.
you advise our followers and community to kind of protect themselves in that environment?
um I mean, I think first and foremost, they need to understand that it is a virtual world, and it's not tangible, it's not real, it doesn't quantify to anything. Um, you're representing a version of yourself, no matter how real you're trying to be on social media. So when people are commenting on you, it's more often than not with an agenda, and take the positive, because those people obviously clearly want to make you feel good, and that's a great place to be in. But you can't take the negative too seriously. You know who you are better than these people who've never even met you. You know who you are better than these people. So don't let them tell you anything.
Absolutely. I love that. You know who you are better than anyone else. I think that's like the best takeaway for anyone out there. Thank you. Let's play a very quick, short rapid fire. I know we don't have a lot of time. Just wanted to ask you a
Okay.
couple of questions. Are you
Okay.
ready? Nothing
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
um, top three female influences in your life that have shaped you.
My mom, Gunjan Saxena, and that's it actually. I think every woman that I meet somehow has been an inspiration. Yeah. Every single person. My sister even. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Your favorite three ways to self-care on a Sunday.
Oh, Sunday's a fun day because I get to eat whatever I want, and I do that every day anyway. But Sunday, I just don't feel guilty about it either. So definitely like eat everything on Sunday, and then whatever's left over and not spicy, I put on my face. So that's the second point, and then the third is that I take a break from working out and I paint or I watch movies, and that makes me feel good.
Oh, fun. Paint. That's nice. And let's see. If you could play any other, historic female character, who would that be and why?
I recently read about Mata Hari, and I feel like it's such an interesting story, and I would definitely want to play her on screen if they were ever making a film.
Got it. So if filmmakers are listening to this, please note. And story and script idea, Janhvi Kapoor as well. We're going to trademark that. So what's next for you? Where do we see you next?
So Ruabsa is completely ready. It's this really fun horror comedy film, and then there's Dostana, which is a comedy. So as of now, there are these two films, and then we'll see.
Got it. I thought it was really great to see Gunjan Saxena have this digital release and you being a member of Gen Z as well. Do you think this trend is here to stay? Like, do you think the magic of cinema can continue to be magical in the comfort of your own home or wherever it is you're streaming from?
Yeah, I think cinema is magical anywhere, no matter what the size of your screen is, it still manages to transport you if it's a good film. Um, but I think that there's a magic in community screening that can't be taken away. I think especially with like in India, culturally, hearing those whistles and those claps and the hooting is a big part of our movie going experience. But I mean, we are adapting, and I don't think that one is going to take away from the other. I think they're here to coexist. The
Yeah.
movies and the theater culture and the OTT phenomenon that's going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think streaming has obviously been picking up over the past few years,
Mm-hmm.
but COVID has shifted everyone out of their comfort zone and forced us to be adaptive. So let's
Yeah.
see what's here to stay. Did COVID impact your life in any immediate ways? Were there any changes that you had to make for yourself personally as well?
I think that I've never been home for these many days at a stretch.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, obviously, but also, um, so for the past 2 years before the pandemic hit, I think I was shooting almost every other day, traveling almost every other week. Uh, so it was quite non-stop, and I think that the pandemic really forced a lot of us to just take a minute and reevaluate, and I think I needed to do that, so I'm glad that it gave me the time.
Yeah, it's definitely been a time of deep self-reflection, I think, for
Mm-hmm.
everyone overall. So that's great. That's great in a way. Any lasting words for the brown girl community? We're all over. We're in America. We're in London. We're in Africa. We really represent the whole diaspora. And I think even though we have several differences based on where we live, we are so unified in the theme that
Yeah.
we are a South Asian female. So any parting words for our community?
That's so cool. That's so wonderful. Uh, just that you guys are so beautiful, and you guys need to own it and love each other, and yeah, keep doing whatever it is you want to do and believing in yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving Brown Girl Mag your time. Everyone who's watching, definitely check out Janhvi Kapoor's film, Gunjan Saxena, now streaming on Netflix, and follow her on all the social media channels as well.